Alright, so in this module we are going to set up a Tsurugi Linux, which is an OS that comes up pre-configured with many of the commonly used digital forensic and then incident response tool. But before deploying the VM, we will create a new interface in our pfSense. As you can see here, we only have 5 that we created last time, so now we need to add a new one. Okay, and then now to add the new one, we will need to run this different command line like we did last time in our last series that we did. So as from here, I'm going to open my PowerShell and then run the different command that we already did last time. And then the purpose of it is just to run to add a 6 interface, 6 adapter into our pfSense. Okay, let's go ahead and jump right into it. Now let's go ahead and open our PowerShell here. And as you can see, we have PowerShell open. Let me just bring it here. So we have PowerShell, and then now we can go ahead and run our first command line. Okay, inside of our PowerShell, just give me a second here. Okay, this one will be our first command line right here. As you guys remember, you want to make sure that however you name your pfSense, we need that name here. So let me just go ahead and double check my pfSense here. See the name, so it's pfSense. I'm just gonna change it here a little bit because it's different. So let me just move here and then change it pfSense. And this one, that's how I wrote my pfSense in my virtual environment. Okay, pfSense. Okay, so now this is our first command that we are going to run, and then we type enter. Okay, it's already locked in for a section for being unlocked. Okay, hold on a second. Just give me a second. Okay, here the error that we are seeing, I want to try something first. I want to make sure, I want to go ahead and turn off our pfSense and see if it's going to make a difference. Okay, so because I don't understand this error, but we'll figure it out together. Okay, now let's go ahead and clear our PowerShell, and then let's run the same command again. Now my pfSense is off. To copy, and here let's just paste it. See, enter. Still doing the same error. Okay, so let's try to figure out what's going on here. Okay, now I forgot to change the name. Let me change it again. So here it need to be P and the S. This is how I wrote it on pfSense. Okay, there you go. So now we already have it here. So this is the first command that we ran, and now let's go ahead, and this first command is just to create the internet network. Okay, so now let's go ahead and then run the second command here. Copy. So this is going to be our second command. Again, you need to change the name. Let me change the name here. It's going to be pfSense, and then let's do enter. Okay, so now we already typed the second one. Now let's go ahead and then copy and put our fourth command right here. No, the third command. So, okay, again, you need to change the name. Depends on exactly what name you have your pfSense. So we have P, and then here, as you can see, it's going to create our fourth adapter right here. Okay, but before we run that command, let's go ahead and double check something here. Let me bring my VirtualBox. All right, so here I wanted to show you guys the fourth command, but hold on a second. And let's see, just give me a second. Okay, as you can see, we already have our 6 adapter right here. Okay, so now what we need to do is just to name it. It's going to be lane 4. Lane 4. Okay, that's what we're going to be doing now. All right, let's go ahead and run this command right here. Enter, and then now if we double check, we should have, there you go, we have lane 4 right here. Okay, so that's what we were doing. And then now let's go ahead and run our last command, which is going to be the network interface is connected by cable. We want to make sure that it can be connected by cable. So now let's go ahead and run the fourth one, and then let's go change the name. Okay, so now we want to make sure that this one's going to be on, so you do enter. There you go. So now let's go ahead and double check our 6 adapter is right here, is already on. So now we're good to go. Now the next step that we are going to do is we turn on our pfSense, and when you turn on the pfSense, we are going to do the configuration of this adapter 6 that we just set it up. Okay, so now this adapter that we are adding in, we want to make sure that our new forensic tool that we are going to install, we are going to connect them through this adapter right here. That's why we're creating another adapter. And the last time we created a 5th adapter, which is this one right here. So now we create a 6th one where we are going to connect to Tsurugi through this adapter right here. Okay, so now let's go ahead and then do the configuration inside of our pfSense. So let's go ahead and turn our pfSense on. Okay, now let's go ahead and turn on our pfSense, start, and just give it a time. The pfSense will be on, and we are going to do the configuration of the last adapter we just added, which is going to be adapter 6. Okay, as you can see, we have 6 adapter right now. There you go. Just give it a time, should be coming. All right, here as you can see, we don't have the 5th adapter that we just created. Okay, so now what we're going to do, we're going to choose number 1, which is going to be assign interfaces. So here we're going to do number 1 and type enter. Okay, and then here is going to ask us, should VLAN be set up now? I would say no. Okay, so here is going to be n as no. Okay, so as you can see here, we have the different interfaces that we created. So now the first one, we want to just type in the first one, which is going to be VTnet 0, and then type enter. And then now the second one will be VTnet 1, and then type enter. And then the second one will be VTnet 2, type enter. And then now the third one will be VTnet 3. Okay, and then now VTnet 4, enter. And then now the last one will be VTnet 5. Okay, 5. Okay, there you go. So as you can see, we have all of them right here. So we have VTnet 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, okay, now it's asking here, do we want to proceed? And we're going to answer by saying yes, and then type enter, and just give it a time. It should be coming up soon. There you go. So as you can see, we have all our interfaces here. This is the last one that we just created, and then now we want to go ahead and then give this one a name. So we're going to change the name of this one right here, which is OPT4. Okay, so because we already changed all these ones, we already give them name. Okay, so now that's the next option that we are going to do through our pfSense interface. Okay, before we change the name of this last adapter that we did, we need to assign this one we need to give them IP addresses. So that's the step that we need to do before we change the name. Okay, let's go ahead and then set up a IP address. As you can see here, it said number 2 set interfaces IP address. So now we're going to choose number 2 here, and then we're going to do enter. Now here we're going to choose number 6 because that's the one that we want to set up a IP address. So we're going to choose 6. As you can see here, it says 6 OPT4, and then we type enter. Here it says configure IPv4 addresses OPT4 interfaces via DHCP. We would choose no because we're gonna self-assign it. Okay, so we type enter. Now let's go ahead and then give our new IP address, which is gonna be 10. Hold on a second here. New IP address will be 10.10.10.1. Okay, so that's going to be our new IP address here, and then now we type enter. Okay. Now here, our subnet will be 24, we type enter, and then now we type enter again. Okay, and then here we are going to choose now enter, and then now here we are going to type enter again. Okay, now here is asking, do you want to enable the DHCP server on OPT4? Now we're gonna say yes here, do yes, and then type enter. Now we have to give the range of the IP addresses that we want here. Okay, now here the start IP address will be 10.10.10.11. Okay, it's going to be our start, and then now the end will be 10.10.243. Okay, and type enter. And then now here you want to answer no and type enter. Now here we have our IP address, so now we want to type enter to continue. And as you can see here, we have our fifth IP address, which is going to be 10.10.10.1. Okay, so now we have it here, and then now the next step will be to change the name of this interface right here through the pfSense interface that we are going to open in a little bit. Okay, now our next step is to turn on our Kali Linux. You can see now we are logged in our Kali Linux. Let's go ahead and open our interface. Alright, as you can see here, we are inside of our pfSense interface. Now what we need to do is to log in. Let's go ahead and log in the pfSense, and now we need to go ahead and change the name of the OPT4 that we just created. Next, what we want to do, we want to go to interfaces, click on interfaces, go to OPT4, click on OPT4, and then here we need to change this name to security. Okay, that's going to be the name here. So security, and then here we want to click on save, and then we want to click on apply changes, and wait a little bit. There you go, the changes have been applied successfully. Okay, the next step here is to apply some rules for the last one that we just created, which is this one right here. And to do that, you want to go to firewall and then go to rules. Right, as we are here, we want to go to security here, click on security, and then now, as you can see, we don't have any rules. So now we're going to go ahead and then add the rules. Okay, so now click on add, and now let's go ahead and add the rules that we want for our security. Okay, now the action will be block, and then now the address family will be IPv4, IPv6, and the protocol will be any. Okay, and here the source will be security subnet, and then now the destination will be one subnet. Okay, that's the destination. And then now here our description will be, let's see, block to the services. There's going to be block access to the service on one interfaces. Okay, this is going to be our description right here. So now we already add the description. Let's see, I think we got everything. Okay, so now the rules that are set up here is going to be, the action will be block our security that we have right here, coming from our IPv4 and IPv6 in any protocol that we have. That's why we set up any here. And now, as you can see, the description is block access to the services on our WAN interfaces. Okay, so now we can click on save, and then now we can click on apply changes. There you go. So now this is the rule that we have here. Okay, here before we apply changes, I forgot to add, we need to add another rules here. So what we want to do is we want to go back to add, and then here the action will be block, and then here the interface will be security, and then now the address family will be IPv4, IPv6, and the protocol will be any. Okay, and then now here as a source, we have the source as security subnet, and then now the destination will be LAN subnet. Okay, and that's what it is. And then now we need to add our description here, and then now the description will be here. It's going to be block, let's see, it's going to be block access, block access to services online. That's going to be our description here. Right, as you can see here, we have the same action block, which is going to be from our interface, which is going to be security, and then now that coming from our IPv4 and IPv6 and any protocol that we have. Okay, so now that's the rule that we set up here. So we want to click on save, and then now we don't have to apply changes yet. We can go ahead and add another rules here, right here. So the rule that we're going to add here is going to be pass, and then now we have the interface will be security, and the address will be IPv4, IPv6, and then the protocol will be any, and then the source will be security. It's going to be security subnet. So let's see, security subnet. Okay, and then now the destination, we're going to leave it as any, and then now the description would be allow traffic. Let's see, allow traffic to all other subnet and internet. Okay, this is the description that we have here, and then now we want to click on save. Okay, now here we can go ahead and click on apply changes. Okay, and as you can see, we have all the changes been applied successfully. So now from here we have everything that we need to start the installation of our Tsurugi, and let's go ahead and start the installation. Okay, now we can go ahead and close this one here.